Let's jump right into today's explainer, guys, because we are breaking down an absolute masterclass in fitness efficiency. If you've ever found yourself saying, I just don't have the time, or I don't have the right gear to get a killer workout in, well, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this one. We are looking at Row & Row's tactical blueprint for a full body routine. And the best part? It requires absolutely zero equipment, but it delivers maximum results. 45 minutes, no equipment, and crucially, no repeats. Honestly, that last part, the no repeats, that's where the real magic happens. It's a massive hook, right? Because think about it, moving from one completely unique exercise to the next without ever repeating a circuit. It literally eliminates workout boredom while systematically burning out every single major muscle group. It's a total game changer both physically and psychologically. Okay, let's dive right into this. Think of this as our whiteboard strategy session before you actually hit the mat and sweat. Here is the chronological blueprint for the session. First, the setup and warm-up. Second, upper body. Third, lower body. Fourth, core. Fifth, the high IIT finisher. And finally, number 6, recovery.
All right, so Section 1, the setup and warm-up, priming the body.
So, Rowan actually starts this routine with this really fun mindset shift. He's moving from the absolute sweltering heat of Bali into this shockingly cold London setup. And it's a great reminder, your environment might change, but the work stays the exact same. Now, those first 5 minutes are dedicated purely to getting your body ready. And he highlights a crucial difference right out of the gate. You've got to use dynamic stretches before the workout and save the static stretches for after. So this warm-up features 5 minutes of dynamic movement. We're talking neck rotations, shoulder rolls, hip circles. This gets the blood flowing, wakes up the joints, and prevents injury before the really intense stuff begins, which is way better than just yanking on a cold muscle in a static hold.
Moving right along to Section 2, upper body. Focus on arms and chest. Okay, so after a super quick 1-minute break to grab some water, we officially start the main 40-minute session. And let me tell you, it is all about building this deep, sustained burn using literally nothing but your own body weight. Over a series of intense 30-second intervals, the upper body block just flows aggressively. You go from pike walkouts right into in and out push-ups, low to high plank, regular push-ups, burpees, shoulder taps, pike push-ups, and then finally, diamond push-ups. It's just bam, bam, bam. A relentless, quick-fire assault on the upper body.
In the absolute climax of that upper body block, the diamond push-up. Now, for those who might not know, this is a seriously advanced push-up variation where your hands form a diamond shape squarely under your chest. It is significantly harder than a standard push-up. Why? Because it forces your triceps and your inner chest to do all the heavy lifting right when your arms are already, frankly, completely exhausted.
So the crucial point here is how you actually execute these movements. It's not just about, surviving the 30 seconds and flopping on the floor. Rowan demands these really fundamental coaching cues for every single repetition. Step 1, inhale on the way down. Step 2, exhale on the way up. Step 3, keep the core completely tense. It's essentially a masterclass in breath control and core stabilization. Don't overlook that part.
Next up, Section 3, lower body. Focus on legs. What's truly fascinating about this section is the structural pacing. Rowan deliberately mixes these explosive, dynamic jumps with incredibly slow, torturous, controlled tension. The goal? To just completely fatigue the leg muscles from every conceivable angle. So we start with explosive squat jumps, then immediately move into side lunges, front lunges, squat walkouts, where he demands this rigid 90-degree angle, by the way, glute bridges, curtsy lunges, in and out squats, and then the whole thing caps off with a downright agonizing static squat hold. The dynamic balance you need to move through that leg-crushing matrix without repeating a single move, it is simply incredible.
Let's actually zoom in on one of those specific movements for a second, the curtsy lunge. Rowan breaks down the mechanics here just beautifully. You step the right leg behind and deeply to the left side, and then switch. And he really emphasizes going deep and focusing on a slow, controlled muscle squeeze. It's absolutely not about speed here, guys. It's about deliberate, highly focused tension. And right as you hit that grueling 30-second static squat hold at the very end of the leg block, right when your quads are literally screaming at you to stand up, Rowan drops this gem: pain is love. You gotta suffer to enjoy. Honestly, it's the perfect motivational punctuation for that exact moment.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, core, targeting the midsection.
At this point, we power through that leg burn and transition completely down to the floor mat for a comprehensive core assault. Here's the lineup: star crunches, bicycle kicks, lying leg raises, regular crunches, reverse crunches, leg scissors, L-sit toe touches, and a brutal closing plank hold. Notice how incredibly strategic this design is. It specifically targets the upper abs, the middle abs, the lower abs, and the obliques. The whole goal is to systematically melt away fat around the entire midsection.
All right, getting near the end. Section 5, the hit finisher, cardio burnout.
We ramp the energy right back up here. I know you're already exhausted by this point, but this is exactly where real stamina is forged. 8. That is the magic number for this final countdown. Just 8 intense consecutive exercises standing between you and the finish line. And you know, when you're this deep into a workout, knowing exactly how many obstacles are left, that is a massive psychological boost.
And here are those final 8. High knees, crisscross crunches, mountain climbers, jumping jacks, butt kicks, squat hold punches, side-to-side runs, fast feet. It's a rapid-fire list that perfectly mirrors the insane speed of those mountain climbers and fast feet. At this stage, you just push, breathe, and survive.
During those squat hold punches near the very end, the quad burn becomes, well, absolutely intense. But Rowan frames it with this absolutely brilliant concept. He calls it successful pain. He says, that's a good pain, you know, successful pain. It's just such a powerful way to reframe physical discomfort in your mind. You're not just hurting for no reason, you're succeeding. Finally, the finish line. Section 6, recovery, cool down phase.
After that absolutely frantic pace, it is finally time to bring the heart rate down. We guide the body into the come-down phase, and Rowan's instruction shifts back to a very calm, deliberate tone to maximize your healing. This post-workout timeline, it's absolutely vital. First, just take 1 minute to catch your breath, just exist. Then dedicate 3 to 5 minutes to static floor stretches. This is when you actually hold those muscles now that they are fully warmed up. And finally, 5+ minutes to hydrate, and, this is super important, engage with the community. Rowan points out that leaving a comment or sharing your progress builds a community habit that actually keeps you accountable for your very next workout.
So there you have it. We've broken down the strategy, the exact intervals, the crucial form, and the winning mindset behind this ruthless 45-minute blueprint. The only thing left to ask is this. Are you ready to embrace the successful pain? Grab some floor space, start the timer, and let's see what you're